Well, hey everyone, welcome to the channel. This is a lot different than what I usually do. I'm usually all about Funko Pops and, sodas and the occasional pins. But today, I've been doing this for a little over a year, and I'm up to finally reached the 500 level of subscribers. Thank you guys. I honestly can't believe it. But I thought that it might be a good time to kind of show you behind the scenes and the making of this channel and what it takes to make not just this channel, any YouTube channel, because I actually have two channels. And so what you're going to see in this video is you're going to see some of the equipment I use is quite expensive, but I didn't start out with some of this stuff. Some of it I had prior to the videos because I'm an ex-musician. I'm retired. I don't do the music thing anymore, so I had a few things left over from the days of playing in bands. But I actually started with a Nikon, and this is the D5300. I'm almost positive. I really don't use it anymore. I use it, or the 5200. That was in my first few videos. That's what I used, and it doesn't do 4K. And honestly, it did what it needed to. I put it in manual focus, and it was tough to get it because you have to kind of set it and leave it. But it did its job, and it did what I needed to do at the time. Because one, I wasn't sure if I was going to continue to do a YouTube channel. I didn't know how it was going to go, if I was going to enjoy it or not, and I ended up loving it. So I upgraded to the camera that you're going to see in which I'm recording on in the video here shortly. Again, so you can use a camera that you have laying around to get started. You don't really need an expensive camera. Heck, you can even use your phone. A lot of these iPhones and other phones, these Android phone, I don't really use any other phone. Sorry, I've been using iPhone for so long. I don't know all the other phones. You can use them to do your video, and actually, you're going to see shortly. It's going to change from this camera to the phone, and everything will be recorded on the phone. Even the vocals, it's going to change. Right now, I'm recording in the system. But once I go to the phone, I'm not going to record once because it's going to be too much moving about. It's going to be tough to, I don't want to carry a microphone around with me to do it. And lastly, there's one of the things I talk about in there is preamps, and it depends on how you want to record. There's so many ways to record because most time you really don't want to use the camera's vocal track because it's just not good. It gets echoey and it's tinty, and you want it to be a little, a lot less room noise, let's put it that way. So you can use stuff like, because what I use, again, I use an Apache Ensemble, and it's quite expensive. It's an 8-channel preamp, back from the days when I used to do some recording. But this is a Focusrite Solo, so if it's just going to be you, this is actually a great, I've used this on some stuff. It has a great sound, and it's not that expensive. And if one channel's not enough for you, they make one, it's called the 2i2, I believe it is. And that's actually 2-channel. That way you can do like 2 different channels if you wanted to. Just so you know, I'm going to put a bunch of links down in the description to some of the stuff that I use, and I'm currently now a Amazon affiliate. So again, but you don't need the best stuff to get started. Seriously, if you want to do a YouTube channel, just start with what you have and stick it up there. That's really what a lot of YouTubers do. They start with what they got, and then they slowly build and make it better. And like I said, you're going to see the quality difference go from this camera to this one. And now everything is going to be, from this point forward to the very end, will be recorded on my iPhone. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Again, all this stuff will be in the description, and you can check it out if you like. And I hope you guys enjoy the video. I'll see you guys back at the end. Welcome to my world. Let me get the lights on so you guys can see. There's several lights around the room that are actually strategically placed to make this section light up the way I want it. And then over here, as most of you guys won't know it, I actually have 2 channels, and one has nothing to do with collectibles. So I'm not here to talk about that channel, and I'll leave that as is. But that's why I don't use that other set anymore. I was originally going to use it for the pins, but I ended up doing a different channel, and so this section is just for the pops and collectibles, and then this section is for the other channel. So I don't know what kind of picture this is picking up, so let me just kind of move over here, and I'll kind of scroll here so you can actually see that's the other section. And I apologize because right now I'm just using my phone, so the vocals will not be the best. But I'll switch over and you can see the 2 lights over there. I got a light over here behind me, and then I have another light that I use. Let me kind of see if you can get it. Let's see if I can pick this up, and I'll move it around, guys. Here, tell you what, sorry for the bouncing here. Let me pull these legs in. Okay, so you can see that this stand here is always, it's permanent, it never moves. That stand actually is for that set over there. And then I have another stand that sits here that shoots at that set. And then I have another light over there that I move and put over here for that when I'm filming that one. And then there's the where everything happens is right here. That's where I actually do, you know, the turntable and photos of just about all the pops. Kind of move his chair out of the way. And then I'll sit here and I'll have a little bit of video. I'll actually show myself editing here in a minute, and that's my iMac that I recently purchased because I film a lot of this stuff in 4K, and in 4K you need a computer that's capable of processing that kind of graphics, because it takes a lot of power to process 4K. So that's recent. And let's see, I don't mind the guitars, it's just me. That's where I come in, and I got more pops over here, got stacks of pops over there. You can't see it, but behind this chair on the floor here, there is a whole bunch of other pops back in here. They're not even opened. Got some sodas that I plan on down the road, maybe doing it. That's the one I've been wanting to do a giveaway on. So this is the room. It looks probably smaller in the camera, but there it is. I'll kind of back up here for you guys, try to give you a whole shot here. And there it is. And I got some other odds in it. Sorry about the trash, it's a little messy up here. So I'll cut this part here, and then I'll jump back in, and we'll show you some of the other stuff, what kind of camera I use, what kind of lighting I'm using, and just kind of show you a little bit of the editing process. So I hope you enjoy it. Thanks. All right, so this is the camera I use. It's a Sony A7 III. It's not a cheap camera by no means. It ain't the most expensive, but I bought it because it does 4K. I'll give you a shot of that right there. A7 III. So it has a time limit when you're using 4K. I think off the top of my head, I want to say it's a 30-minute time limit. So I got to try to make sure, and I'm monitoring the videos as I'm doing them to make sure that I don't run over 30 minutes. That's why you'll see me sometimes peek around. I'm trying to see how much time we have left. And then I don't do it in auto. Everything is set manually. I actually pick everything I want, because if I do it in auto, I don't like the lighting and it changes and stuff like that. So I keep it set manual so it stays consistent on the lighting. And I've set everything to where I actually like the image. It took me a few videos to get it exactly the way I wanted it, but I love this camera. The only thing I wish it would do is the screen would flip. But this particular one, it doesn't. And now the newer models do, and maybe down the road I'll be picking up a new model, but like I said, these aren't cheap cameras. So that's the camera I use, guys. Again, it's the A7 III by Sony. So this is, like I said earlier, I use an iMac. This one is pretty much this last year, or did I buy it this year, Jake, or did I buy it last year? I think I bought it this year. So this is...
I don't remember. I think it may have been last year.
either a 2020 or a 2021, and I maxed it out except for the processor, so it has the highest graphics card in it. And again, this isn't cheap. But I use monitors. I have my Atom A7s. I run a microphone into my Ensemble, which I run into Pro Tools. I don't know how many of you guys know anything about Pro Tools. So that's what I use to record. So I'm trying to remember what the name of the mic is. Let me try to pop up here off the top of my head. It's an SE, but I can't remember the model number off the top of my head. So you can see it's up above us when we're recording. And I can't read that, Jake. It's a 2200A2C. So that's the one that I use for overhead. And then obviously I have another one for the other channel sitting over here. I can't tell if I'm recording me or not.
You indeed are.
Oh, I know it's got a pretty wide lens on that. So that's the other channel. So I have two of those that run into, again, the Ensemble preamp. So yeah, again, I use Pro Tools to record. So like I said, two microphones come into Ensemble, which is connected to the computer, and then I record all my vocal lines. Like I said, right now you're just hearing my phone. I have an iPhone that you're listening to me on, and these are all tracks from different videos that I've done in the past. And what we do is we line up, and I'll show that in another video. Once you got the vocal track, because that sounds so much better than the camera recording the vocals. So you actually line the two up, and then you take the camera vocals out, and then you end up using the track that you used you recorded in the Pro Tools. And then I have different settings that I've already set up. I have a 7-band EQ that I use, that I've kind of EQ'd the vocals, and obviously you definitely need some compression. So that kind of stuff goes on here. Like I said, this is all behind the scenes, kind of what goes on. I'm going to add a new track because we're actually getting ready to do a new video. We're going to add this one, Jake. We're getting ready to do what we getting ready to do, Jake?
Blacklight stuff.
Blacklight stuff, man. I like how you just said blacklight stuff.
I don't remember all the characters.
All right, let me get the correct microphone on there, and let me go ahead and move this over there a little bit more, and we'll turn on the mic. All right, I'm going to go ahead and move the camera, and I'm going to put it over there, and you're going to kind of see the angle, another angle from us doing this video from a different angle. I hope you guys are enjoying this. All right, man, we're getting ready to do a video. Let me take a drink here real quick. All right, let's turn that fan off because it's probably going to pick up the motion. All right, turning the camera on now, Jake.
Mm-hmm.
How come it looks like it's dark to me?
Why do we always do these after we eat?
I know, we always do these videos after we eat. I don't understand why.
I mean, what if I was just...
I just finished eating 2 of those things too, man. I'm like really stuffed.
Yeah, I ate a whole bowl of wings.
All right, now we're actually ready, man. After all this playing around, we're going to get this video rolling here. Where is...
I like how...
Yeah, I got that recording, right?
Yeah. I like how that stand's going to be in the way of that one.
That's okay. I can't move this one because this one's positioned for this shot. Once you get it positioned, I don't like touching them.
So wait, what does that record?
This is my other channel. I don't want to say what it is because I don't want them... I'm not advertising my other channel.
Right.
Okay. We are... Now here's the part where I have to do... and it's funny because a lot of times in movies, you'll see them go take 76 and they'll smack that thing.
Mm-hmm.
The reason they do that is to actually line up their vocal tracks to the movie. Because they're not recording the vocal tracks on the camera, so they have to do that. So what we do...
Imagine if they actually did that.
I know. We do this.
Yeah. You clap.
I clap. So when I go back to my vocal track, I'll actually see these spikes. There we go. You'll see spikes. And then when I line up the camera track to the vocal track, that's where I have the... That's how I know where to line up the vocals. So when I'm talking, we're talking, it lines up. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the channel. We have... Now, these have been out for a little bit.
Okay.
And I've been waiting for them to all accumulate before I started the video. And this... See, that's what happens. Then I go over there and turn it off, and then I come over here and I start uploading it. All right, guys, this is my other setup I was telling you about, where I take pictures of all the pops that you guys see in the videos, all the stills. And then you can actually see it in the video, in the camera here that I'm getting ready to shoot. And I think back here in the background, my son made many years ago in school, so you're probably wondering what that is. So I have 4 lights, and these are all 5500 bulbs that I use. It's more of a natural light, so I prefer more of a natural light when I'm shooting. And then when I actually obviously shoot this in the black light, I'll use black light bulbs, which I have also. I just want to kind of give you a real quick, and there's obviously the turntable there that I use, but I'll remove all of this and then reset the camera. Again, I shoot in manual mode. As you see, I'm in manual mode, and I do all my settings the way I want it, so I can try to get, it took me years to learn, not years, but it took me a little, months, let's say months, to figure out how to get the camera to work, because I wasn't a professional photographer. But I found manual mode works a lot better than doing auto mode because of the lighting and stuff, because it changes and stuff like that. So this way you can control it a little bit better. So there you go. That's let me back up a little bit. That's the one. You guys don't really see that. So there you go. All right. I was saying earlier about this is the video, unedited. I haven't cut anything or done anything yet. The only thing I did is I crop it to the size I want the image to be that you guys will actually see, because technically it's actually bigger. If I go in here, you can see that I've drawn it down to where I want it, so you don't see all that. And then I can go in here and I enhance the color just a little bit. I don't really play with the colors a lot, but just to give it that effect that I'm looking for. And this is just iMovie. I'm thinking about going into the next level program that I have to purchase that one, because this one, as much as I love it, it's great, it does have some limitations, so I'm thinking about doing it. So anyway, what you got to do now is we got to pull the vocal track in. I've already bounced it down out of Pro Tools, and I put it in a folder. It's called YouTube Audio Files, and it's this one right here. So we'll move that over, and then you bring it down here. Oops, let me go back the other way. I went too far. Sorry about that. Let me shrink this down a little bit so it's easier to see. So basically now you have to find where the vocal track that I recorded through the microphone to give it a much better audio presence versus, you know, the camera. Like you guys are hearing, I'm not doing that for this video. You're actually hearing the microphone off of my phone. But when I'm recording videos, the camera has a mic in it too, so I let that run and record, and then I'm also recording professionally. So that's where you have to kind of see, I can see where my claps are here, and then I can go in here and kind of zoom in. See, this is the video clap here. I don't know if you guys can see that in the video, because I got the camera just sitting there. I can't really see what I'm filming. So you line these two up, and then you'll see me, watch here, you'll see me clap. And that's where now I know that my vocal track is in place. Oops. There we go. You'll see spikes. And when see, that's me telling you guys about it in the other video. Track, so what we'll do is we'll shrink this back down, and then I can turn this vocal track off. So now you don't hear the other track. Let me turn it up a little bit. See, now you don't have all that echo, and all that echo is gone. There we go. You'll see spikes, and then when I line up the camera track to the vocal track, simple. That's where I have the... There you go. That's how I know where... Well, welcome back. It's the next day. I did some editing yesterday. I got all this these pictures uploaded, and let me get this started at the same time, because I haven't started yet. Okay, there we go. So after some time last night, I sat here and I did all the photos, and I just uploaded and I just videoed the turntable stuff here. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to add that to the video, and then we'll switch over to the actual video. And like I said, I can sit here and scroll, and you can see the scrolling, and then you can see where you have to crop images, so you can, like if I do that, what happens is I'm centered, okay, and I want to bring the pictures in, so I need the video to shift. So what I do is I go in here, you can highlight that, you can go in here, and then you slide, or you can pick this spot where you want your video to be. So I slid the video over, gives me room for this image to be placed, and then it's up center. Now you can do like, that's called picture in picture, but you can also do like a split screen. But to do split screen, you need a lot of room on either, you know, on both sides. And when Jake and I, when it's two people in a video, it's tougher to do split screen because it only actually cut off both of us because it's fitting in half the screen. So this I can actually critique exactly how much room I'm using. I don't know if you guys are finding this interesting or not, but so that's what I do there. So let's get out of that. So I just installed or uploaded. Now this is stuff here I took out of the image or out of the video. You won't see any. This is just Jake and I getting ready. A lot of times if there's a lot of funny stuff in it, I'll add in bloopers at the end of the videos just to, you know, to give you guys something to laugh at us at, you know, it's fun, man. I know I use that word a lot, fun. I know, I can't help it. That's what I'm all about, man, having fun. So basically you got to do is take these two and we drag them down here and we squeeze them in where, whoops, not there. Let me grab them again. See, I'm not used to trying to teach and do this all at the same time. So now they're in there. And we're going to go ahead and turn the volumes down because we're not going to use that volume at all. We'll end up bringing down this music track, which I'll have to do some editing on, but I'm not going to bring that down yet. It's the same video song you hear all the time. Actually, my brother, some interesting, he's a musician as well, but he does a lot of different types of music. And he sent me over when I was talking about building this channel, a whole bunch of songs, man. And he said, you can pick any from these. So my brother sent me, as soon as I heard that song, I was like, that's a Funko channel song to me. You guys may not agree, but I love it. All right, so basically what you got to do here, and is I got to find a good starting point. And I think we'll start with like the in-between, right as, you know, as Deadpool is coming in. And then we'll crop that real quick and we'll cut out that piece. We'll actually split the track here. So now I'm gonna, you know, you want to kind of end once, because you want to make sure it goes all the way around. And there's Deadpool again. And then what we'll do is we'll let him get just a little bit past. And then we'll split. And then we'll keep this section. So we'll delete that one. And we don't need this. That's all wasted video. Because I'm trying not to extend the videos longer than they need to. I mean, some of these videos, this one's showing almost 21 minutes already. I don't want it. I try to stay under 20 minutes because it really starts getting long. So now you got the video. Let me find a good spot. Let's go back to Deadpool. Right there. Okay, there's Deadpool. So we don't want all this in the image. So I want to make sure that we zoom in for you guys. So we got to crop it. So that way you get a really good shot of Deadpool and the rest of them. So we kind of crop down the photo. And if you have any other programs besides iMovie, they all do the same thing. I mean, I'm sure they all function slightly different. Now it has a plus sign there, and whenever that yellow line pops in, that's telling you that you're centered. Now I'm not centered side to side here yet. There it is. But see, that's because my table and my camera are not lined up perfectly. So I take that plus and I kind of just put it right on his nose. And then I know that I'm kind of centered. And then we can, like I said, I enhance the photos just a little, give it a little bit more brightness, and we pull down I like to pull down the darks just a little bit to give it just a little more emphasis, you know, in that darkness to bring it out a little bit more. So that's the video of them in the 5500K lighting. And I thought it'd be really cool to do one in black light. So let's do the same thing. So we started with Deadpool and we ended with Deadpool. So let's find a good spot to start with Deadpool. We're going to start right about there. Then we crop that out. Again, you go into a split. You can delete that. And then you can go into, I gotta wait for Deadpool to come back around. And as he fades out, because I'll have a fade, you can just kind of do boom, and you got Gambit mostly, so we'll add whoops, you gotta add that split in there. Let's see, right there, you gotta select it, hit the split, and then we can get rid of that, delete, and then that's how that works. So we gotta bring this in. Let's find a good spot. Let's pick Deadpool again. And we will crop this down. Crop it, move it, whoops. grab it. I'm trying to move fast, so I'm screwing up a lot here, but because I'm trying to keep the video, you know, not so long. We're going to go back in on his nose, and then what you got to do a lot of times is you got to watch it and make sure everything stays within the when it's spinning. See, I don't like this. I'll have to do a little bit more editing. I don't like seeing the edge of the turntable, so I'll edit that out. But that's just a real quick thing what you do in iMovie. iMovie is actually a great program, but again, I'm thinking about possibly upgrading to the next level. I forget what the program's called off the top of my head. It's the next version up from iMovie that you have to pay for, and it has a lot more features that I can enhance the videos that much more, you know. But this has been a great beginning program, and if you have anything Apple, it's free and you can use it. It's very powerful. I mean, every video you guys watched was recorded and done on, well, not recorded, it was edited on iMovie. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this part of it, and let's see what's next. Alright guys, I thought I would do a few more things and try not to stretch this video out any longer. It's already been, but I wanted to get into the lights that I'm using, and I'm on a selfie stick. I'm not really good at this. I've never really used it much, but you can see I'm using 220 by 28, I believe it is, lights over here, and I got two others on the other side of the room that I use, and they got 5500K bulbs in them. I don't remember the wattage on them, but it's a lot more wattage than what I'm using for taking like the pictures of the figures and stuff. I really like to upgrade those eventually to some LED with a little more control, a little bit brighter, make it a little brighter in here, but that's what I'm using for those. You can see them there. As far as stands go, that was a tough one because camera stands can get quite expensive, but what I like is the fact that I bought these. I'm not even sure how you pronounce it. GEEKOTO. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. You can get these off Amazon, and you put the plate on the bottom of your camera, and then I can switch the camera between any of my stands. And I have two 77-inch stands. This is a 77. This one over here is a 77. And then I think my last one is a 58-inch. And that's this one. This is my one I move around a lot. Again, I'm sorry. I'm apologizing if I'm not a real big selfie stick person. So this one is my mobile, and these two stay in place all the time because they're set to where I want them to be. So I'm not constantly moving them around, and then every time you watch a video, it looks different, you know, so I keep it so everything is pretty much the same. I guess, and lastly, what I'll do is, they got the big boom here. So you can have your microphone up over top of me, and then I guess I'll put that link in the description below as well. So, yeah, it's a nice big boom. It's pretty sturdy. I think it's made by Samson. And I'm thinking about possibly getting another one for the other stick, because I really don't like having my microphones on the desk. As you can see there, I'm pretty sure I'm getting that. I like them being out of the image, out of the way. A lot of people use shotgun microphones, and you can do that. These I just had in hand, so I just started using these. And they sound really good. I mean, they're large condenser mics, so they sound really good, especially for what I paid for them. They're really decent mics. SE makes some really good microphones. So, well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope I was able to show you something that maybe you didn't know. And you get to see a little bit of the background of what I do. I mean, I really would love to show you more, but then I guess I would have to do a series on it because I was trying to keep this video under 20 minutes, and it kept going and going. But if you guys are really, truly interested in this, please let me know. And maybe I will start a little series on, you know, how to do a YouTube channel. I mean, there's a lot of videos out there, and there's some really great ones. That's how I actually started, was when I decided to do this. I just explored YouTube, typed in how to do a YouTube channel, you know, and just started watching a bunch of videos and kind of just went with it, man. And here I am now. I still can't believe you guys, 500 plus subs. I never dreamt I would actually be at this level. It blows my mind, and you guys are just phenomenal, man. I love conversing with you guys. So anyway, if you got anything out of this, you know, give me a thumbs up, man, because this was a lot of work. It took me several days to put this video together. And I don't know what else to say, so I guess I'll end it there. Again, if you liked it, give me a thumbs up. If you're new, think about subscribing. Let me know if this is something you guys are really interested in. Maybe I'll do a little series, or maybe I'll leave it alone. Again, I truly, truly appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for everything you guys are doing, man. It's awesome, man. It makes all this so worthwhile. So I'll end it there. Let you get back to your day. I'll see you guys in the next video.